Transition back to the black and gold. Got some significant injury news over the last 48 hours with Saints and 49ers coming up from the Dome on Sunday. We felt like George Kittle was very, very likely not going to play. Well, he goes on IR yesterday, so clearly George Kittle not going to play for another month. And we didn't think that Brock Purdy was going to play. Now he has been ruled out for this game. He's got turf toe. He's going to miss a month. So that's huge. I don't know another way to say it, but to suggest that it is huge. This is a San Francisco team that, yes, 2 years ago, you looked at them surrounding Brock Purdy with that unbelievable nucleus of players. It included, an all-pro at left tackle, that included having Deebo Samuel, who's no longer there, having a, healthy Christian McCaffrey, who is generally speaking gimpy all the time, having George Kittle around. Like, this was one of the best nucleuses in the NFL 3, 4, 5 years ago under Kyle Shanahan early in his tenure. And now you look at the offense that San Francisco is bringing into this game, and you take Brock Purdy out of the equation and you insert Mac Jones. Well, let's stop there for this part. Like, Mac Jones is not very good. When you are that high a draft pick and you are on your third team this early in your NFL career, he's been in the league for 4 years. Like, that is very, very rare. Like, sure, you could look around and point to a couple of examples, like Josh Rosen comes to mind. But, like, when you're that early a pick and you're on your third team, that is a massive red flag. And I looked at Mac Jones statistically. In the last 35 games that he's played in, he's thrown 32 touchdowns and 31 interceptions. He's not dynamic with his legs. He doesn't make great decisions with the ball. He's not overly productive. He is a backup quarterback very much in this league. There are very, very few Sundays that the Saints are going to take the field where I feel like they're even or better at quarterback. And you could suggest they're not even or better at quarterback this week, but it's really close to even if it's not. Spencer Rattler hasn't proven a lot at this level. But he wasn't terrible last week. I thought he was okay. And Mac Williams is, if you say he's okay, that's being polite. He has not been good. And so the Saints are about level at quarterback entering this game. And then you take away the best weapon for Mac Jones in George Kittle, who is just a great player. As I mentioned yesterday, a top 5 tight end in the league. That's huge. And now you look at Juwan Jennings, who's got a big old Q next to his name. I think he'll probably play, but we'll see. I mean, it's like beyond Christian McCaffrey, who's obviously a great player when he's healthy, Ricky Pearsall, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, like it's not great around Mac Jones. This is a super opportunity for the Saints. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned, or at least in depth, in this Mac Jones, Juwan Jennings, Christian McCaffrey, no Deebo who's on another team, no Kittle who's on IR. One thing I haven't mentioned in this group is that Kyle Shanahan is brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. I've told this story before. I go to a couple Saints games most years. Haven't been in a couple years, but I get to watch those games a little differently than I watch an LSU game. One, I'm not on the clock. And two, I don't have the emotional investment in that game that I do for LSU. And it allows me to kind of take a deep breath and just really watch. And I watched Kyle Shanahan in December of 2019 just dial it up that day. I mean, just dial it up. It looked like a college-style offense with the misdirection and trick plays. You usually can't get away with that in the NFL. The defenses are too fundamentally sound, too fast, too instinctive, too good to kind of, and I use this term loosely, but toy with the opposition. And he did that day. Now, that was 6 years ago. But that guy is an X factor, for sure. But if I just bring it to the guys on the field, the Jimmies and Joes on the field, the Saints match up with this version of San Francisco's offense. They absolutely do. I don't think the Saints have a great defense. I thought they played okay last week against Arizona. Against this version of San Francisco, I like the Saints defense. It would surprise me if San Francisco scored 30 points in this game. It would surprise me if San Francisco scored 27 points in this game. Something happens wild in the NFL every week, but it would surprise me. And that automatically, you drive the score down to 24, 21, 20, 17 points, you're in the game as long as you just don't just get put in a box on offense. And that's possible. Like, San Francisco didn't have a great pass rush day last week, but you look at where the Saints are in terms of their offensive tackles, Bosa could be an issue. And he can take over. But this is not the San Francisco roster of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's not. So the Saints are rarely going to be favored this year, and they're certainly not on Sunday. But that line has come down. And when you look at these injuries and the impact they're going to have, I just can't simply look at this game the way I did 2 months ago when it said San Francisco at New Orleans. That, to me, looked really intimidating. This version of San Francisco is not that intimidating. And it's a big spot for the Saints. Make no mistake. We talked to Luke Johnson about this in the first hour. I don't feel like the vibes are going to be super awesome if you go 0-4. And I'll be candid, I won't have barring injuries next week, I'm not going to feel great about the Saints going to Seattle or going to Buffalo. Those sound like losses to me. Got to play the game, National Football League, any given Sunday, all that. Got it. But they sound like losses to me. I would suggest that 1-3 is significantly better than 0-4 after a month. This is a spot you can get that done because of the injuries that have been sustained and what it means to San Francisco. You got Mac Jones coming to town, not the big bad 49ers. The Saints ought to be able to put up a fight, get in the game in the fourth quarter, and make a play to try to win the game. I'll make my pick on it tomorrow, but I give the Saints a real chance to get it done in the Dome on Sunday against this version of Kyle Shanahan's 49ers. You're looking for coverage of the black and gold. Ross Jackson's got you covered on LouisianaSports.net. We've got you covered right here at Hunt on Saints. You can find that on YouTube, wherever you find your podcasts as well. Hunt on Saints. Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.